There's a silent war happening every day. It doesn't shout, it doesn't announce itself, and most people won't even notice it until it's too late. It doesn't come with warning signs or alarms. No one barges in to wreck your peace. It happens slowly, subtly, and the most dangerous part? It often comes from the people closest to you, not with fists, not with open hostility, but with constant complaints. Passive-aggressive comments dressed up as jokes, undermining disguised as advice. Small things at first, until one day you realize you're carrying emotions that aren't yours, feeling drained for no clear reason, waking up tired, going to sleep anxious, less focused, more reactive, lost in a fog you didn't create. That's not just stress. That's the cost of influence, unfiltered, unmanaged influence. We underestimate how much of our inner world is shaped by our outer environment, by the voices around us, by the energy we allow in. You don't even notice it happening until you do. We start mimicking their fears, taking on their doubt, letting their chaos set the tone for our day. You start questioning your path, not because it's wrong, but because they've never had the courage to walk theirs. This is why the Stoics were so intentional about their space. Not just physical space, mental space, emotional space. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." But thoughts aren't created in a vacuum. They're shaped by who and what you surround yourself with. Every conversation is a transfer of energy, and not everyone deposits something good. Some people will leave you clearer, more focused, more grounded. Others will leave you cloudy, insecure, disconnected from your purpose. This is why you must protect your peace, like it's your most sacred asset, because it is. You can't become who you were meant to be if you're always absorbing who they are. Not everyone deserves access to you. Let that sink in. You don't owe everyone your presence. You don't owe constant replies. You don't have to make yourself emotionally available to people who haven't earned the right to be there. Some people will call this selfish. They'll say, "You've changed," and they're right. You have, and you should. Growth will always be uncomfortable to those who've chosen comfort over evolution, and boundaries will always feel like rejection to those who benefited from your lack of them. But your peace is not a public park. Your time is not a free-for-all. Your mind is not open real estate. You're not here to constantly absorb the weight of people who refuse to carry their own. You're not a therapist for people who never listen. You're not a motivational speaker for people who ignore every word you say. You don't have to explain your peace. You don't have to justify your boundaries. You don't have to feel guilty for protecting what keeps you sane. Let them say what they want. Let them misunderstand you. Let them call it cold or distant or arrogant. It's not your job to make people comfortable with a version of you that no longer exists. You can love people from a distance. You can care without carrying. You can listen without absorbing. Kindness doesn't mean overextending. Compassion doesn't mean access. Love doesn't mean tolerating chaos. So be kind, be grounded, be patient, but be fierce about your space, fierce about your peace, fierce about your energy. Because once your peace is gone, you'll spend years trying to get back to yourself. Not everything deserves your response. Not every voice deserves a reply. And not everyone deserves access to you. If something in this message hit home, that's not by accident. Maybe you've been giving too much of yourself away, to people, to noise, to energy that never gave anything back. The truth is, boundaries aren't a betrayal. They're a return to yourself. So guard your peace. It's not selfish, it's wise. And if you're on this path of filtering the noise, of living more intentionally, keep going. The journey is long, but it leads to freedom. Thanks so much for spending time here. If this video helped you find a little more calm or clarity, consider liking it, sharing it, and subscribing for more content like this. Every bit of support helps this message reach more people who might need it. And remember, stay steady, stay wise, and stay grounded.